Welcome one and all to this 44th episode of D&D with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today what we're going to do is we can launch these things and break them, but what we can't do is break them by kicking them. We can kick, but we can't break them.
We can't break bombs either.
There's something else as well. It's kind of inconsistent. Sometimes running actually goes further less. Like goes... let's see. 1. So about 1. About half. So it just doesn't feel like much. See, this one felt longer. Oh, I managed to break it. That's a typical thing of the Unity animator. It's very difficult to actually get it to behave consistently. But this should be acceptable. Anyway, let us start.
Be able to break bombs and vases with this kick.
That's right.
But except if you break bombs, the bomb should blow up on you.
So there are many ways of doing this. I am thinking... Wait, let me see something. How large is the... How large is the player's cone? That large, alright?
You can only kick somebody if he's in the range of the mentioned cone.
As you can see, it's nowhere near, right? It's actually pretty close. But yeah, maybe we should do it like as soon as the kick has theoretically arrived, which should be now. Right, we could do it in the cone, I guess. We already have a system for that, so might as well. But I'm a bit worried. It feels like that cone is a little large. So it may be odd. It may look like you're hitting something from afar or whatever. Too far, you know.
You'd have to stretch its leg to make it work, or small up the vision.
So let's take a look first at our fixed update. No. Let's take a look. Oh, actually, this won't matter. Because what will matter is your vision module. Whatever
Awareness
it's called.
module.
Awareness module, that's
It's
the
at
one.
the top.
So it's got on trigger stay. It's got fixed update.
Add entity to site. We already dealt with that.
So it clears the entities. Then on trigger stay, it picks them up. Yeah, so you would need to get the closest entity and then do a thing.
We have a function called get closest entity. So
Yeah, exactly. So here's when you're attacking. You're pushing the velocity, if raw movement, etc. Okay, here we simply add the velocity, attacking, true, etc., interacting, blah blah blah. If I recall correctly, we should get information from our entity. What are they called? Interactive entity, something like that. That's the one. So interactive entity, player attack and player attack impact. That's the one. So attack impact should presently be empty. Yeah. We're getting the closest entity.
Which is what you said we had to do.
And then
first.
we should damage it or something. So let's see what we can do. Because it's going to be an interactive entity as well. Be thrown, be picked up. We should have something like take damage and then some kind of int.
We have a take damage in player.
Yeah, but that's our sort of funnel class. This class simply redirects information where it needs to go. See, it deals with chests or players or bombs. So, yeah, I think we would need something like public int, not int, I'm sorry, void, take damage, open round, and request an int for damage.
Is int D okay?
Yeah, it's a bit vague. Go with damage. Save.
Yeah, it could be direction.
Yeah, I usually put these short versions of variables when the type is self-explanatory. So rigid body, you can't really get confused with anything else. That's why I'm perfectly
It's a
happy to
rigid
call
body,
it.
so RB.
Yeah, collider C, that's a bit dodgy because many things are C. Color is C. I often use C for color too. So it depends on context. So, and sometimes we're inconsistent, you know. So let's see here. For bit picked up, you see what it does? It's doing all sorts of things here, and then okay, I see. So here it's just sort of turning things on and off, etc. It's not particularly clever. Here it is checking if there's a treasure chest. Right? So for take damage, we should check that it's something that can take damage, but I don't know if the vase can take damage. Does the vase, or breakable, I'm guessing? Destructible, that's the one. Have a take damage.
Break object would...
Break, so yeah, you would call break object, right? Assuming that that's strong enough, because maybe some things wouldn't be strong enough, you know? So, like an enemy, for example, could have several HP. Let me see here. The enemy...
Is an enemy an interactive object?
It will have an interactive object on it, but it's not one. But it does have take damage.
Because I thought maybe we could do a switch and then split the bomb in
What I think we need to do
face.
is we need to check if the interactive entity is an enemy. Let's see here in the pickup routine or whatever. So start pickup. Current interaction object transfer set pair. E current interaction enemy. If E is not null, then start something. See, yeah, so at some point we do this check. That's basically the deal. So I think we can do it right here and ignore the interactive entity at this point. So yeah, let's remove this, save, and we're gonna check what type of entity we're looking at here. So here you go. If, no, for now type enemy E equals IE.gameObject dot get component
enemy.
Yeah. Now, does this mean everything you're hitting is gonna have an enemy?
No.
Exactly. So we need to check if it's not null after doing this.
We need these after, right?
Yeah, semicolon. Now here check if the enemy is not empty or not null. You called it E, not enemy.
Oh yes.
If E is not null, then what you can do is you can tell E to take damage.
So E needs to call take damage.
Take damage. Open around, and now for the damage. So
the
this
damage.
gets complicated because we don't know how much damage our player is dealing, right? Which is an issue. So the player. Oh boy, are there any stats or anything like that? I'm not sure.
We have some stats thing.
Running speed, yeah, but they look like they're all local.
Except max health.
Yeah, I think we would need an equipped weapon, and I think it should be some kind of enum.
Weapons.
I think the player can contain that enum. So go public. Enum. Yeah.
NM.
Enum, and call this one weapon. Open a squiggle. No, weapon, singular.
Why singular?
We'll see. Open a squiggle, hit enter twice. So the first one is none. -1. Yeah. And the second one is gonna be fists. Well, I suppose
feet.
none would be, sure, whatever. None would be the one. So just
Yeah.
put sword or whatever, or wooden sword there. Wooden sword.
I'll make one.
Yeah, save. We'll worry about that later. It's just not important right now. So we got none, right? E take damage, and we would need to know the damage output based on that. So here you can put a serialized field, private, int array, damage outputs. add one word. Add the word melee. M-E-L-E-E. And now capital D. Melee means hand-to-hand combat.
I know.
Equals default. Semicolon. Right, so we're going to use the melee damage outputs depending on what we have equipped. This means we also need to know which weapon we have. So here you're going to say public. Oh wait, this is state, so I suppose that's fine. Let me see here. I have this feeling that this guy is supposed to have a set of stats, and they are somewhere. Attributes. Player starting health. Player attributes. That's the one, I think. Let's go take a look. It's a character attributes.
It's in Game Manager.
Max HP, spawn quadrant, spawn chords, list permanent power-ups. You know, I think this is gonna be it. List permanent power-ups. Because list permanent power-ups already has...
The sword would be a pickup.
Yeah, no, it would be a power-up though. It would be a permanent power-up. So,
That's that.
so the glove is one, and that's just fine. But the default fists... yeah, I don't think we should have a weapon. The damage outputs should probably be not here. Yeah, cut this. Put it in the game manager here. And make it public.
Oops, no double space.
Save. So
we don't need equals default anymore because it's
that's true.
not
Because it's
serialized
public.
field.
Save. So I'm trying to think if we should separate the weapons from the power-ups in possession, but I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna do it a bit rudimentary, but it should work. Take damage, and we should have some kind of damage int here, or melee damage, inside our rules. No, here. There we go. So copy this entire thing, paste it here. Say melee damage 1L. Damage. Yeah, and save. Equals 0. Sure, that's fine. That's wrong anyway. But let's copy this. Hit Control F to find health. There it is. So paste it here. Equals game manager. Well, it depends. We're gonna have to do a couple of ifs here. It's gonna be a bit of an if pyramid, which is not great. So go if open round and copy this. Paste list, whatever it is. Dot contains open round and perm power up. Now wait a moment.
We have to add the thing.
Add wooden sword here. Save. So if you have a dot wooden sword, close the round twice, open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close. You put a caps lock on.
Ah, oops. Got it off.
And cut this, paste it, save. And melee damage equals, let's go with game manager script dot melee damage outputs, open a square bracket, and here we're gonna simply say 1, and now close the square bracket, semicolon. So this is not ideal, right? But here basically this is how we're gonna deal with what damage we need to assign. Else open a squiggle, hit enter, close.
Oh, I think I added an
Shift
extra tab.
Save, copy all of this, paste it, 0, save. Okay, good. So now E, take damage and go melee damage. That went well. close round semicolon. Now, one thing we need to briefly do is we need to go to the game manager and tell it these things.
As soon as it compiles.
Melee damage output, so we said 2 of them, and we're gonna say without the wooden sword it's 1, with the wooden sword it's like 3.
Alright.
Save. Now take damage, melee damage. I'm wondering if there should be knockback as well. I don't know if take damage has, if we ever included knockback into anything. I don't think so. But let's stay with this for now. Now, this is the enemy and that's fine. But suppose it's not an enemy, suppose it's something else. So, type, what did we call them? Destructible.
Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, destructible D equals, you should figure this out on your own.
You would need get component.
No, that's stupid. You need to find the object you want first.
What do you say?
You need to find the object that you want first.
We would need the vase.
Yes.
So, and the vase should be in a was there a destructible enum? Let me see.
How are you going to assign an enum to a destructible class?
Can
Come on,
you
so
cast
you
it
have
as
a brain attached to your oh wait, that's not going to work. Inside your skull. How did you do it for the enemy? Please do the same for the destructible. It's not that difficult. It's in front of you. I mean, I literally don't know what more to do other than give you this hint.
Enemy E equals IE dot.
Yeah, what's IE?
Object. IE is an interactive entity.
Which you get how?
You just assign it.
How? I mean, I can read it. I can see it.
Interactive entity IE equals get closest entity.
Right. Who gets us that information generally? Get closest entity. What does it do?
It gets whichever entity is closest to you.
Yes, but who gave you the information about what entities are close to you? In the first
Vision
place?
cone.
That's right. So the vision cone does that independently. Then something happens, like we attack. And then we get the interactive entity by getting the closest one. Now we know which one we're supposed to hurt.
And
Actually, now that I think about it, for the kick, it may be worth to hit all of them. Now that I think about it.
We'd have to make him spin around and do some crazy stuff.
No, not really. The cone is already in front of you. So, if you have 2 enemies side by side, right?
Then you can hit them both.
Yeah, so I don't think this will work. So we would say, I don't know what get closest entity does, but it should be interactive entities in sight. That's the one. Right, so you would for loop interactive entities in sight of length, and now you'd be able to do this. You would have an enemy E out here, a distractible D down here, then you can say E, and IE doesn't exist, but it would be this. Right, so you get it, and then if E is not empty.
So now we made them
Right.
more interactive
Now it works
entities
with
in
all of them.
sight instead of.
Now can we
Get
do a
closest
deal with
entity.
destructible before we all grow old in the audience?
So it would work exactly the same, right?
Yes.
So then I would need to make it
Yeah,
for
why
loop.
are you doing another for loop?
Oh wait, we're in the same one. So here it is.
Okay.
I think I know how to do this one. Is this correct?
Probably, yes. Yes, this looks good. There's only a small risk, which is what if some objects are not destructible like that? But that's okay. It's a risk that we need to take for now. Alright, so this could already work, assuming that we are actually picking up those entities. Yes, we are, because we can pick them up, so it must be. There you go.
I think you kicked it, but I didn't see because it's not maximized.
Okay, so that was interesting.
You probably didn't hit the collider. We made a box collider.
I don't think so. I think I hit it, but exactly.
You didn't go close.
No, the thing
impact.
happens at a very specific time.
Should we?
So you need to be close, and then it'll happen. So there is an issue, and I know how we need to solve it. The problem is it only does that at a very, very specific time.
Maybe we could increase the time that it did it. So it's easier.
What we need to do is we need to set a certain flag to true.
What's a flag?
Some kind of boolean, right? We need to tell it that the boolean is true, and then anything that is in that cone during that time gets hit at least once. But it is kind of risky at that point. Yeah, we would need to keep a list of the things we've hit. So a list of objects we've interacted with. Alright, so create a private list of interactive entity. Open close round. No, don't, my bad. List underscore attacked entities. Semicolon. Save. So every time we start an attack, we need to reset this list. So paste it here. Undo. Just type list underscore attacked entities. Do it again. List attacked entities. Yeah. Stop hitting caps lock. Dot clear. Open close round.
Oh, I forgot function.
Yes. Now, one thing we're also going to do here is we're going to check that this exists. So go if, copy, paste, is not null, is null rather, is null.
Sure.
Create a new one. That's not how you do things. You need to assign it.
But you said create a new one.
Yes, I know what I said, but it needs to be assigned. Yes. That's better.
Now I need to do this.
Yes. Nope.
Oh, I'm missing brackets.
Yep. Okay, so that's good. Now we can clear it, and there you go. So during the interaction process, this thing happens. Okay? Now what we need to do is we need to enable this attack impact, and then we need to get whichever entity is in sight, hit it, and add it to that list. So this attack impact is not good enough. It needs to be a window, a certain amount of time. So
can we do some sort of wait for seconds?
yeah, but no, that won't do anything useful. I'm thinking there would be other ways that I think would probably be better, frankly, than what we're doing. Yeah, I think that what we're doing is effectively too complicated. The list is gonna be necessary, so that's fine. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a collider that's a trigger collider that stays off all the time, except when you attack. Then at some point it turns on. When it turns on, it stays on for a certain amount of time, and then it gets turned off again. That's what we'll do. And then we're gonna say on trigger enter on that guy. We're gonna do whatever things. Yeah, so we need to completely change our approach here. Let's leave this here for now, but this is not gonna do. It's not gonna work. We need to go to the player, and the same way as he's got the little vision cone, which contains the awareness module, we need to have a similar thing for attacks. And there need to be probably multiple ones, because say a sword may have such a large attack, but our kicks will have a smaller one. Okay, so let me see the vision cone here. Yeah, that's fine. So duplicate the vision cone. Rename this one to attack cone. Now, what we're gonna do is duplicate this attack cone again. We're gonna drag it into itself and rename this one to collider. Now we're gonna change this from player awareness player attack. So this one will become, well, all of it will become a player attack. Perfect.
Not a pickup.
No, not a pickup. Yes, train children. Okay, now this one loses this.
And that one loses the collider?
This one... I'm a bit worried because... Oh, no, I'm not. Never mind, we don't need the collider. We just need the attack cone. This one loses this as well. And we're now going to create a new module. Micropurpose? Nope. Characters? Yes. Okay, create this one. Call this one attack module. Hit enter. Okay, let's wait for compiling first. Let's open it in VS. And let's drag it onto the attack cone. So there's the attack module. It's got the little mesh collider. Now what we can do is we can make this guy smaller or bigger. And we'll decide the size of each module depending on what weapon you've got. So for the kick, this is probably fine.
Now it's more believable.
Yeah. Let's leave it at 1 in terms of vertical scale. This is a purely theoretical cone.
His fate would be very high if that was actually.
That's alright, doesn't matter, right? It's fine, you don't want it to miss or any sort of stuff. Now, first of all, let's quickly edit the project settings physics. So, no, yes, maybe, no, enemy, yes, enemy awareness, no, player awareness, no, edge object, no, carried object, no, interactive objects.
Interactive object is the base, so yes.
Trigger area, no, pickup, no, player attack, no. There we go. So it only interacts with those two things, and that's just fine. Okay, so now the player is going to have this particular attack module. We're going to have to change its scale whenever we need to, based on the weapon you've got, right? So for the fist, we're going to start with this. This means obviously we need our game manager to have that rule as well. So let's go to the game manager, because the game manager has rules for the melee damage. Copy all of this, paste it here, rename this one to actually don't yet, undo. This one change to player melee, capital M, range, S. Just remove this and it'll be fine. Ranges, save. And this one is rename, control R. And here type player and capital M. Oh dear. Melee.
Sorry.
That's okay. Damage, outputs, capital D. Damage, outputs. Yeah, hit enter, save. Ah, it's already saved. Okay, so here are the ranges, and for our kick, I think half is a pretty decent range. So is what we need to do. We need to remember to set that up. Player max health, damage outputs. 2 of them. We said 1, and the wooden sword would be 3. And for the damage ranges, we're gonna say the first one is 0.5.
Oops.
Oh, they're ints. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Float. Save. Okay.
Now we can
We need to wait a bit. Okay, so this one is going to be 0.5 and this one is going to be 0.8 or whatever. Save. Awesome. So now we got the melee ranges as well, and for this we're going to have to worry about the attack module. I need the player to know about its own attack module. I think it knows about the awareness module. It does, so copy all of this, paste it here, and call this attack module. Yeah, hit Control R twice here and call it awareness module. I just realized something. Call this one attack module first without renaming. Yeah, attack.
Because there's only one.
Module. And enter. Or rather undo and then save. And now this one you can rename to awareness module. No, rename it first. No, it's all broken. It's all done. You need to undo a bunch of times.
But
You need to keep undoing. Okay, no, wait. Okay, did you already? Okay.
I went back to
Yeah,
AM.
go back to AM, it's fine, and now you can rename it. Awareness module. Enter. Save. Alright, copy the attack module. Let's go in the player setup. Should be under start. There it is. Paste it. Copy all of this. Paste it.
Attack cone.
Attack cone. Attack module. Just ATT should appear. Okay, save. Now we need to set it up as well. So let's copy all of this. Paste it here.
Oh, I pressed B. Control B.
Actually, just save for now. Save. And let's go work on it first before we decide what to do here. So we're gonna delete all of these. Save. Now let me think for a second here. On trigger works for awareness, so it will work for this as well. So what you need to do here is you need to create a public void setup.
Public.
Hey, I don't even think you need setup. Yeah, no, let's not call it setup. Let's call it set scale. And then another public void right here. Call activate with a boolean request. On off, call it. Close round, open squiggle, save. So you'll be able to activate it on and off. To activate would be really simple. You just need to get the collider. So here you can say private collider C semicolon. In set scale, go if C is null. And then C is what?
Then
you
we
should be
need
able to assign it.
We need to give it the collider of the attack cone.
That's right. Which is where?
I think we had it in the... It was just an attack cone, right?
Yes.
It didn't have anything that was controlling it. The player, it was in the player.
Yes.
So...
But you don't care that it's in the player.
But I have to get the thing and then...
Yes, you need to get the collider. Where is the collider compared to the attack module?
I think it's on the attack module's
Object. So?
object. So,
So?
game object.
Sure. Let's see where you
Dot collider.
No. That's not how you get components. It's funny, you've got components about 7 million times by now. Yeah,
This.
That's how you do it.
Collider.
That's right.
And then brackets and then semicolon.
That's right. Okay, so this is redundant. Save. Okay, so get component collider. And now that we have the collider, we can tell it what the scale is going to be. But the scale needs to be applied to our personal, so our local transform. That's what we change. So here what we're going to do is we're going to request a float. And that will be the scale.
Scale.
And here you can say transform dot local scale
That would be this one.
equals new vector 3 open round. So the y and the x both need to be scale. So scale comma scale. And the z is 1. Close round, semicolon. So the scale has been set. Now, to activate, it's as simple as this. You need to say C. So copy
You
C.
don't need to copy it.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
one.
Whatever. Habit.
It's one
Dot
letter.
enabled equals on off. Now, void on trigger stay. Yeah. Remove private, rename other to C, save. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and find the interactive entity of that particular object, of the object we've collected, and we're gonna send it to the player.
So we need to find it and then return it to the player.
Basically. So, well, give it, not return it. There's no return of any kind. So here's attack impact. Right, we're going to kinda change this, but let's not touch it yet. What you're gonna do here is you're going to say public void receive.
Did I spell
don't
it
think
right?
that's how you spell it. Here. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks right.
Receive receive interacted entity from attack. So just call it receive entity from attack. Open. You're gonna require an interactive entity IE. Close the round. Open a squiggle. Finish or twice close. Save. Now hit Shift Tab here for me. Save. Now the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna check if the interactive entity already exists inside our list. So we're gonna say if IE
we have
list of underscore or something. There you go. Contains open round IE. Close round. Close another round, open a squiggle. Again twice. Put an exclamation mark. So if it doesn't contain it, that means we need to add it. So copy this, paste it, dot add IE. Close semicolon. So that's good. So we've added this to the list of enemies we've already attacked during this attack. Because the problem that you're gonna have otherwise is every frame that it detects that the attack thing, the attack cone is overlapping with any other enemy or anything.
It's gonna attack.
Exactly. Every frame, every physics frame, you're going to get an attack pulled out, and that's not what we want, right? What we want is that attack works once. That's the sort of thing, right? So we're going to be able to check, are you already in the list? If you're not in the list, okay, then let's add you to the list, so we're not going to do it again next frame, but for this frame, we're going to attack you. And here, what we're going to do is we're going to cut these, put them here, cut these, put them here, save. This one is now wrong. Copy this, paste it here, and here, save. Right? So we're checking if you're an enemy. If you are one, we're gonna damage you by melee damage. If you're not an enemy, then never mind. If you're a thing, we're gonna break you for now, which is not brilliant because there may be objects that require more attacks than just one to go down.
And also we need to fix
wait
this.
a moment. Leave that alone for now. Okay, so this is pretty good now. I'm quite happy with it. I think it will work okay. We're gonna have to test it properly, but I think it'll work okay. As for, so the list here gets reset and gets cleared. I'm happy with that. That's good too. Attack impact is not right. We're going to change it now, but you'll see it's not going to be that difficult. I think we're actually in a good spot. This is basically as far as we want to get. Now all we need to do is change it so that instead of it being a single frame of impact, what we're going to do is we're going to have in the animation a frame that starts it and a frame that ends it. That's what we're going to do.
And it'll work in anything in between?
Yes. So here's what we're gonna do. Well, we need to wait a bit. So we need to go to our models, player,
and then change the events.
We need to go to player punch,
which is actually a kick.
Yeah, that's fine. And here's the event for the kick. So actually no, here's the event for the kick. Now we're gonna start here. So we're gonna move this here, and we're gonna call it player attack. Add the word start with a capital S.
Turned on caps lock.
Yeah, I can tell. Or no, let's change this and go to player attack and give it and save. So just save, even though that changes nothing. And now we're gonna go down to here, and here is where we're gonna stop. Yeah, about here. There, let's do it here. So we're a bit optimistic. Add an event. Here type player attack again with a capital P. Okay, now let's go to this one and change the int to 1. And hit apply. Oh, let's check if this one uses the animation helper too. Because it could or couldn't. I don't know. It does. Good. It's important to check that everything is correct. So you'll see the only difference is the int says 1 or 0. Now, the animation helper,
it is at the top.
Here has player attack. Okay? And here you're gonna say int I. No, excuse me, int on off. And here you're gonna say on off. Okay, on off equals 1. Equals 1. Save. So here it checks. Save. Here it checks if the it's going to give you a bool. Is on off 1, because if it's 1 then we start the attack. If it's 0 then we stop the attack. Now let's go to player attack. Hit shift tab here. Save. Bool active. Lowercase a, it's a variable. Or on off. It's fine.
Active is fine.
Save. Now send it active. Save. Go to attack impact. Request the bool. Active.
Bool.
Active. Save. Rename this one. Attack trigger. And here say enable. And yeah, we're gonna rename this one to on off. Hit Control R twice. On off. Yeah. And let's also rename that entity. I want to keep it consistent. Rename this to on off. Yeah, hit enter. Save. It's already saved. So, okay, now the player here knows that that thing needs to be active. So we're gonna go to the attack module, which is attack module. There it is. Stop it with the capitals when you're not creating variables. Lowercase is a variable, uppercase is the type. Every time, forever. Okay? Or uppercases are methods. That's it. No, game object is uppercase when you create a game object or look for one. Okay?
Not when
you're finding one that already exists. So,
like
attack module, or getting one rather. Anyway, this one is capital because it's a method. This one is lowercase because it is an argument or variable, whatever. Anyway, so attack module dot activate, I think it's called.
activate.
There it is. Open round, on off. Close round, semicolon. Now, there's a thing. What the heck? Save.
Oh, the V.
Now, one thing in the thing, when we're not interacting, we need to do something here. It's dangerous. So we need to make absolutely sure that enable attack trigger is always off when we stop the attack. So let's copy this stop attack. Put it down here at the bottom, semicolon. So we're making, save. We're making super sure we're gonna stop that attack one way or the other. Okay, that's what's important. Now copy this, paste it here, open round, false.
This is this.
Close round, semicolon. Now, when we move the player and we set up the player into a new quadrant, save, there should be a way in which we, so I'm just, say teleport player or whatever. Quadrant. I don't know if this is actually being used properly. Transfer
We need to
position
keep the
equals-
vase when we cross the
Wait,
quadrant.
I don't remember who teleports the player now. Change quadrant. Right, so anyway, the teleportation of the player needs to actually turn off certain things, and here just go stop attack, just to make absolute.
We also have to
Type
keep
it.
the vase
Stop attack.
when we
No,
cross.
not necessarily.
So-
That's a design decision. Open, close round, semicolon. I'm fine with the vase disappearing when you cross. So we treat each room as a special, puzzle of its own. You don't want to use vases from other rooms to cheat on this room or something like that.
Ah, you're right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a brilliant idea, but it's alright.
Because you can do that with bombs.
You can do that with anything. So, stop attack, okay, that's good. Enable attack, trigger attack on off, that's good. The attacks are sorted out, so there's only one last thing to do. And in here, you're going to say, it needs an owner. Because it doesn't know the player. We could also go to the game manager. So yeah, go game manager.script.player.
Okay, I got the capitals right.
Dot receive something. There it is. Open round. And
Need an
feed it
interactive
C
entity.
dot attached collider, attached rigid body. That's the one.
There's-
Dot game object dot dot get component. Yeah. Of type, and this one is going to be interactive entity.
It is.
Close, open a squiggly, close a squiggly, close another. Excuse me, open a round, close another round. Semicolon. Yeah, let's hit enter here so we don't get confused.
I think we have some extra spaces.
Save.
No.
It's normal, this is going to be indented. Now there's one more problem I didn't consider, which is when you receive an entity from the attack, the entity could be null. So here just say if IE is not null. Close the round, open a squiggle, close the squiggle, save. Alright, so now what we should get is we should get an attack that will work at various stages of its animation.
Let's try this.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it minimized because I need to be able to observe the player.
Let's.
So you see he's
drag
got
it.
the other cone. As far as I can ascertain, the other cone is
it's right
actually
there.
active, which is a problem. See? Yeah,
Yeah.
that cone is actually active. So if I now go here, see?
We got a null reference
That's
exception.
right. That null reference is in fact the problem of the list attack entities, etc. Because this is not supposed to happen yet. See, I told you we were going to have some problems, right? So stop attack needs to happen when you set up the player or something. Yeah. So here we go. Stop attack. Now the attack module has a set scale. We forgot that too. So after setup attribute, inside setup attributes, we need to set the scale. So here you're gonna say attack module, which is obviously lowercase because it's always the same variable you're going after. Dot set scale, open round, and this is gonna be just like the melee damage. So let's cut it here actually, put it right here, and go copy all of this, paste it. Now here type melee. No, melee with an E. Okay, ranges 1, and then close round, save. Copy all of this, paste it here, 0, save. Now we got a problem. This is gonna be used multiple times. So we need something like a new method just for this, like setup, attack. So here you create a public void setup
We usually have it like this.
melee attack. My word, 12 different spellings, all wrong. Melee, M-E-L-E-E. Done. Attack. I know it's a new word for you, but let's focus. Close the round, open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close it, save. Cut this, paste it here, save. Don't know that I dig this. Save. Make an int here, call it index. Equals -1. Sure. -1. Semicolon. At the bottom here say if index is higher than -1. You know what, just put a 0. Yeah, no need for this condition. Now here at the bottom, we're going to say copy all of this, or cut rather, cut, paste it here. Here say index, here say index again. And now we don't need to do this anymore, but we need to tell it index equals 1, semicolon, index equals 0. So we save loads of lines of code here because we're only going to change the index and then apply it because that's how it usually works, right? So now you can copy this entire thing. Let's remove it from here. Paste it here.
And add a semicolon.
And an L.
Not a.
Okay, so now it should start off. So we need to keep an eye on it.
And then you gotta move the scene.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah, neither do I.
It's kind of odd though, because I should see it but have like visible.
It looked like he was eating this thing.
Okay, well never mind. So we're gonna go here and now nothing should happen.
Something happened.
So did you see how I hit it when I
Hit it
was
later, yes.
way later, right? That's because we have a window now.
It's also way better.
That's as it should be. Right? So all fighting games, for example, have systems similar to this, meaning that yeah, this feels much more natural. So now if I'm close,
You can do it, but there's ways there to test if you wanted.
I'm whiffing. Not particularly clever, but it does work. Now what we need to test is multiple vases close to one another, and I know just the place.
Yep. The place of vases. Now, don't die. Well, there's no way
Even
to.
if I do, so it doesn't matter.
You almost went there, not getting
It's
caught.
possible to do the entire place without ever being caught.
You're very careful.
I've already checked. He's very happy. I like to do that little jump there because breathing.
Crash, crash, crash. Now get the nickel.
That's
Getting
cool. You can
money.
basically plow through, right?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. It's kind of hard. Sometimes he jumps, which is interesting. So he jumps on the pickups.
It's kind of funny, but it's also weird.
This can only mean one thing.
That the pickups have colliders, no.
Yeah, but they are not triggers. Okay, so now I can just cheat.
The faces are back.
Uh-oh, I'm stuck.
You is stuck.
Dang it.
All at once.
Okay, so... Yes, so I see a little jumping thing there. Whoops. And let's just check, but I bet you it's that. I bet you this is a rubbish.
I saw the jump.
Yeah, so did I, but I want to see one be in here. Oh, you poodle.
Is that what you wanted to check? Not that one.
Yeah, it's not that easy to pick it because I don't think that it has a selection base, whereas the other one does.
There, you got it.
Where am I? Graphics. So pick up clone. Yeah, use gravity. Ah, right. Obviously isn't the trigger. Because... that's interesting. It obviously isn't a trigger. If you're gonna have it fly up and then do its thing, and then fall down...
Then it can't be a trigger.
Yeah, it cannot be. We got a few options here. My preferred option would probably be to not utilize forces for these things, but instead utilize transform. So using the transfer to move it about and give it a trigger collider instead. I think that would be better. Now let's take a look at our prefabs. Pickup. That's the one. Open pickup. Now let's give this selection base right here on top. Selection base. So I can pick it if I need to. Close the square bracket, save. That's the first thing. Now on collision enter, right? We should change this to on trigger enter. But before we do that, start duration routine. Alright, I understand it. Etc. Now set up pickup. This is where the rigid body is getting its forces and that sort of stuff. Now the reason why it's comfortable to have rigid bodies is because you don't have to think. Right? It just does itself. And that's fine. But I think what we need to do instead is we need to give it a sort of a curve and launch it out and that sort of stuff. Yeah, but then at that point it should be inside the duration, which it would be just fine, frankly. It would be perfect. We would need a new curve, and perhaps a new... No, the duration is fine. Yeah, we just need a new curve, and that's it, I think. Okay, so copy this, paste it here, and call this one curve trajectory. Semicolon, save. Okay, now let's comment out this, this. Let's just get rid of the entire thing. We're even gonna get rid of a rigid body. But wait, there's random rods and stuff. We want to keep these. So let's leave it alone for now. But we're gonna remove a rigid body from it. It's not gonna need a rigid body at all. Change this to on trigger enter. Just type on. Oh, never mind then. Trigger enter. I think this is collider, by the way.
Collider.
Save. Right, so on trigger enter, layer, game object layer, player. Yeah, okay. So this is all good, right? But it's now changed to on trigger enter. So what we gotta do now is we've gotta choose a valid place to spawn. So that's not totally obvious. There's a few, it gets a little bit more complicated now because of what we're trying to do. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find an end position. We know a start position, but we don't know an end position. The random velocities are pointless. The random rotations...
Could we cast a ray downwards to find...
That's exactly what we're going to do. So here, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a private vector3.
Privater. So private.
It's very private. Vector3. 3. Epos. Semicolon. Yeah. So the spos. Let's create an spos too. So private vector3 spos. Spos. Semicolon. Save. So we got spos and espos. We need to find the epos. That's what matters. Create a void. Find epos. Open, close round, open a squiggle. Save. Okay, find epos. Now you're gonna type while and hit tab twice. Here type bool found equals false. Semicolon. Save. And now here we're gonna say while, copy this, exclamation mark, paste, save. So while not found, we are now going to create a ray over here, call it ray, ray space, ray, no, ray, just ray, that's the name, ray, ray.
Oh, ray, that's
semicolon.
the
Ray cast hit.
Ray cast hit.
And
this.
No, needs a name. Hit. Semicolon. Okay, so here you need to say if. No, rather. First create a ray. Well, we need to first determine an end position that we would like. So vector3 pause. Pause. Semicolon. Save. Here you're gonna say pause equals spos plus, and now we need a certain distance that we can travel to go there. We would need an angle as well. Oh dear. So how do you tell it that? Oh gosh, I've done it many times in another project, but I can't remember how to do it now. Let's just go steal it from an old project.
Which one did you do? N.
1 second. Development, summer camp, starting project, assets, scripts, singletons, world manager. This one should have it. Operations, populate, randomize, no. Hit control MO for me. Thanks. Get random spawn point. That's the one angle. That okay, random between 0 and 1. Okay. radius. Spawn center position. Cosine angle position. Will center position. Okay, so you get a random angle and a certain radius. The radius is going to be square root. Okay, no, but wait, this is for how far we're going to go within this, and we don't need that. We need just the angle. So copy this and paste it here. Create a float here, call it angle. Float, call it angle. Semicolon. So the angle is going to be randomized in a circumference. Now you see this 2? This 2 is a problem. Or is it, actually? No, it should be fine. Yes. We have the angle. Now we need to determine how far we're going to go on that particular angle. Wait, did we already close the thing? I think we did. Let me open it again. I can't remember the things I do. You know, that's basically the issue. I do loads of things and I just don't remember. The radius is going to be a specific value. So we got the angle there. These 2 pieces we need. Copy these. Paste them here. And then the radius we're going to have to figure out. So here, and you're going to say float x. No, wait, we don't need it. We're going to do it directly in pause. So it's going to be s pause plus new vector 3 to 3, and then open round. Copy this, paste it here, comma, 0f, comma, paste it again. It's copy the sign.
Oh, I pressed paste.
Yeah, undo them. Copy the sign, paste it here, close the round, semicolon. All right, now these can go, save. So what we're doing here is we are getting the x and the z that you would get from this particular angle using trigonometry. You can't understand this. Frankly, I don't understand it very much myself, and that's pretty pathetic. I'm going to have to learn trigonometry when you get to it, when we're going to do it together in math. Because I didn't when I was young, like you, because I was cutting class and not caring.
About a thing.
Yes. Save. Okay, so we've got this. Yeah, the raycasts are still something we need to do.
And
now
this radius doesn't exist.
The radius doesn't exist, so we're going to give it a default radius here, or perhaps some random radius, and I think that would probably be all right. So here, create a serialized field private float array. Yeah, and call this one drop radius value. No, radius values. It's radii plural.
So spell it
equals,
with 2 I's?
Yes, equals new float, 2 of them, square bracket 2.
Oh yeah, and then you need to make them
2, close the square bracket, open a squiggly, and call this one 1.5f, comma 3f. 3f, close the semicolon. Save. So now we're gonna create another float right here, call it radius. Equals. No, equals nothing. Leave it there. So here you say radius equals. And here you're going to say copy this. Wait, copy this. Paste it here. Semicolon. And copy this. Paste it here, square bracket 0. Paste it here. Yep, save. Okay, now you got the radius. Now we got the bloody final position.
Wait, doesn't random range take away the first one?
Eh?
When you randomize between 2 objects, doesn't it take the first one
Not
away?
on floats. Floats are inclusive. And you meant the second one, not the first one, but okay.
That's what I meant, yeah.
So now we got the position. What we can do now is we can ray cast. So here you can say ray equals new ray. Open around. Now you need to give it the origin point, and the origin point is gonna be pos plus vector3.up times one change, by the way. Call this one spos.y.
Without the magnitude.
Save. Yeah, it's a bit risky this. Vector3.up times 10f, whatever. 10f, comma. And what we're gonna do here is vector3.down for the direction. Close the round, semicolon.
We didn't use the hit.
Save. I know. One thing at a time. If open round physics dot raycast hit raycast open round. Okay, now we're gonna be super explicit with this guy. This function keeps on biting me in the rear end, which is
last time it gave us problems because it assigned floats instead of ints.
Yes, I know. So here's what we're gonna do. In here you're gonna say ray colon bless her, colon ray comma, put a space here. Now type hit, there you go, colon space out hit comma distance, there it is, colon space, and for this one type nothing more than 10.5 5f. So it's the same distance as where we've elevated it plus a bit. Not great to hard code these values, but whatever, we just want to check that it works. Now here you want to check, so we got max distance, that's fine, and the last thing is the layer mask. So mask. Layer mask colon game manager dot script dot and type mask, and then we'll see. Dot mask. Okay. Okay. Type layer. Okay. Enemy layer, explosion layer, check layer, enemy layer, interactive explosion, interactive check. What? Okay. Layer, surface layer. I like this one, but I don't know if it's gonna be correct.
Are you thinking this is like floor and stuff?
Could be. Tab. Hit tab over here. And now close around, open a squiggle, close it. Hit shift tab over here. Save. Okay, so if we've hit the ground, and no, but it will be a problem. We need to check if we hit other things in the way. Let's go check these layers. I simply do not remember them. So this is gonna be a problem. All right, so let's see all of these layers.
We have some
surface layer is checking map, ground map, obstacle, and water. Okay, this is good. So if we're hitting, for now, we're gonna check if we're hitting either the map obstacle, the ground, or the water, we're going to stop. So surface is perfectly fine. Okay, so here you're going to say switch, tab, hit dot game object, transform dot game object dot layer. Don't hit enter yet. Open a round bracket, layer with the capitals. All capitals. Close the round. Now hit enter.
And a million appeared.
That's okay. Water, map obstacle.
Map ground, player.
Map ground, that's it. It's the only... Actually, we should check the player too. We don't want the thing to fall on the player. It shouldn't though. So it'll be okay. And if it does, whatever, you're lucky. Save.
You get it right on your head and you collect it, so.
Yes. So it's not a big deal. Now for obstacle though, this is going to be a problem. The only one that's going to be valid for now is going to be ground. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say found. So copy found. Right here say equals true. Semicolon. So this is going to go through another cycle. It's going to know that found is true. And it's going to say awesome. I can now move on. And here you can say ePause equals pause.
ePause is not.
Semicolon. Aha, I expected that. Cut this. Put it here. And here say return.
Return break.
No, just return. Save. This will do. And instead of while found, remove found and say while true.
While true.
So this will go on forever. So it's somewhat risky, right? It's going to keep on retrying to get a random angle and a random radius, and then put this position, try to raycast on it. Did the raycast work and hit the ground? The answer is yes. Awesome. We got an end position. They did not hit the ground well. That's a problem. So, but right now it will never fall in the water and it will never fall on top of things. So there's advantages here, right? So find ePause. Now we've got the end position and that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh,
The rotations we're going to worry about in a moment. Now let's remove everything that has anything to do with a rigid body, including the rigid body. In fact, we're going to remove the rigid body from the subject altogether. Here now, what you're going to do is you're going to find ePause. So copy this, paste it here, semicolon, save.
Now finally we found the ePause.
We've got this. So copy this, add a square bracket first, and then paste, and call this one drop rotation values. Just type rotation. Put this one, say 30, no, let's go negative 60, positive 60, whatever, save. Okay. Now, in the duration routine, here you're gonna type float rotation strength equals random.range open around, and yeah, between the two rotations they would just put rotation values, whatever we call it.
Rotation strength.
That no, that's the one you just created, you utter potato. Rotation values. It's just bless her. Copy, paste here, square bracket 0, comma, paste
1.
Yeah, close the round, semicolon, save. Okay, so we got the rotation strength. We should have the ePause, but there's something wrong with it. The S pause hasn't been fixed. So hit Control R twice and call this one set positions. Enter. S pause equals transform dot position.
So where the
semicolon.
So where the
save. And now there's another random that we're gonna have. Aren't you happy? Copy this, paste it here. Drop height values.
Did I spell it right?
Yes, no. You didn't. Okay, 1 and 3, sure, save, Control S. Okay, that's good. I'm thinking about something. The rotation is also going to need to be temped down, so it's going to start strong and then it's going to weaken. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's going to be okay. So while true, okay, that's fine, I believe. Oh, wait, I've got one change I want to make. here's what I want to do. Instead of pause, I want to say copy hit, paste it, dot point. Yeah, save. This may actually be a problem because it may be too low. So here type plus vector3 dot up times 0.1 f. Slightly elevated from ground, right? Bear in mind now we're not using the physics anymore to move this stuff. So that's what's kind of important. It's gonna get interesting. So here we're changing the SR color, that's fine. But now we need to change some other stuff. So here I need to say transform.position equals. Now we're moving it ourselves. Vector3.lerp. Open around. spause, comma, epause. Comma, save.
Do we have passing time here?
We do. But I just realized something. So we got the curve trajectory. That's for our sort of up and down thingy. But I also would want some kind of speed horizontally. So let's add another one. Copy this. And call this one movement. Save. We also had a height values. Okay. So copy this entire thing, paste it here, and call this one height. No, yes. Okay, now copy this one, paste it here, and here, save. So there's the height. Now we got two curves that we need to worry about. And the first one is going to be copy curve movement, yeah, and paste it here. Dot evaluate. Yeah, there it is. And wait, copy these, paste them. One too many, and semicolon, save. Now this is still not right. This is only part of the equation. Now you've got this done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add one here. And you're gonna say vector3.up times mathf.lerp open round 0, 0f, comma, height, comma, copy all of this, paste it here, close another bracket. Except we're gonna go with curve trajectory. So copy this and paste it here. Save.
And now we need to assign all this mess.
No, not yet. Plus most of them have default values, so that's fine. One more thing we need to do. Transform.rotate. Rotate. That's the one. Open round. Now we're gonna need to rotate an axis by an angle. Vector3.up 3.up math f dot lerp. Not really. Okay, wait, we need another we need another one. So copy this curve, paste it, rotation, copy it, wait a moment, between 1 and 0 basically, or 0 and 1 it will be, so you don't actually need a lerp. You just need the curve itself. So paste it, copy this, paste it here, and wait, we're not done. Multiplied by, copy rotation strength, paste, save. All right, so this chaos now well, I find it very understandable, but most people will go like, you're crazy for what you're trying to do. But here's the deal. What we're trying to do is we're spawning the thing. Then the thing will find a valid place to place itself. Then we launch in the air. Well, it will travel in a normal lerp between that position and the position it's found, right? But we also want it to bounce. So that's why we're adding this vector 3.up. We're going up, right, by a certain curve trajectory. So the curve of the trajectory.
We're going forward, and we're going.
And we're also rotating.
Do we have?
And all of these need their own curve, right? Which will.
So trajectory is rotation.
Which
movement is just forward, and height
right,
is up.
which will work throughout the pickup duration. The problem is, bear in mind that the pickup duration is actually much longer. So it's something we need to consider this, because it's going to actually affect the way our curves behave for everything else. So the pickup duration here is 5. That's pretty long, right?
But
now,
it's also pretty short in gameplay for them to actually stay there.
Sure. So if we change it to 10, though, it's going to make our travel very slow if we don't pay attention, because you're going to have to change those particular curves
as well.
Yes. All right, so let's begin with this. Number 1, rigid body. See you later. No more rigid body. Okay. Number 2, these should already have values. Whether they're good or not, it's something we'll discuss later. So curve movement, let's do an easy in, ease out. Actually, no. Let's do a hard start and then a slow down. That's the horizontal movement on the ground towards the... Yeah, exactly. It goes, starts fast and then it lands slowly. Okay, now for the trajectory. Oh, wait a moment. This is actually not going to work. It's going to take ages, right? You're going to need this same thing, but way faster. No, it's this. This is what we need. So it's going to get there in 1 second. Okay, 20% of the time. Let's remember that because we're going to need it. Now, for the rebound, okay, for going up and then down, I think a good curve would probably be a normal parabola. Do we have one? Yes, there we go. Now we need to change it. So I need you to hold control. And yeah, now hold control again. Now this needs to go up a bit, and this needs to go up a bit.
Then we're gonna make bumps.
Yeah, just a small one. 20% may be too little. So let's hold control. Okay, release. And we've put it at 30%. Maybe even 40. That would be 2 seconds. Sure, hold control. Release. Okay, so it's at 40% now. This means... Oh, right. That's rubbish. I hate this in Unity. It's absolutely terrible. It now clamps it to here visually, which is stupid because I need you to get all the way down to 100%. So all I'm going to do is just put it here, close and open so I can see it. Okay, now edit the key. Time is 1, value is 0. Okay, now here I'm going to put a middle point, which I'm going to put flat. Hold control. Okay, release it. Edit the key. We're going to put it at Z. Oh, wait. We know that this one needs to go to 40. So let's edit this key until the time is 0.4 and the value is 0. Okay, so it's there. So this one, we're going to edit the key and we're going to tell it the time is 0.3. The value is 0.2. And then this one, we're going to call it broken. And we're going to say, this is what you're going to do. And this one we're also going to call broken. And this is what you're going to do. So it goes up and then bounces. Right? This
so the coin will go boing.
Boink, boink. And that's it. Right? Now, curve rotation. The rotation needs to start really strong and then weaken. Okay? So we are going to go with something like this. And we're probably going to stop at 50%. So hold control. Hold it now. Okay, release. Now we're gonna go flat. And now this one, just delete this key. Yeah. So let's see if this looks any good. Could look good, could look terrible. I don't know. Could also crash.
Let's hope it doesn't.
That looks pretty good though.
Didn't look that bad, yeah. Except for some reason we jumped.
I know why. We forgot to tell the guy that there's no collider, it's a trigger. Okay, so that rotation is too extreme.
Yeah,
So you saw how fast it was going, right? So let's go to our...
It's like he kicked it with such strength, it went so far flying.
Yeah, so all we need to do is change the height, the drop rotation values to negative, say 20 to positive 20. And you can still get no rotation at all. Remember, we talked about this before because there are no extremes.
Yeah.
So this is not that bad. We may put a drop radius that's a bit higher than that, like say 3 and 5. Right, so it can go quite far from you. It may be a bad idea, but we'll find out. Now, what else are we going to do? I'm thinking... There was something else that I didn't like. Ah, yeah, of course. The trigger. It's a trigger. If it's not a trigger, then it's a problem.
Yeah, because otherwise we jump.
And that works just fine.
We got 100.
There was 100?
Yeah.
Wow. The chances of getting that is what, 1%? Forgot I can't
2%.
get it.
Ah.
No bueno. 101, please. 111.
See how much money you can get. This one.
Don't kick that one. I was gonna kick it in the butt.
Got more vase back. Okay. You missed it.
There's still that bug over there, by the way. When you transition sometimes. Yeah, I often get stuck in that corner.
Can I play it after?
You can, but we should go. We're already late half an hour. But yes, you can. Okay, grab the vase. Uh-oh. Do you know what happened?
Crashed.
Yeah, do you know why?
No.
Infinite loop. It can't find a valid position.
Oh.
That's right. It's hitting vases.
Did we save?
I think the only thing we changed is prefabs. So technically, yes. But anyway, this is something we need to fix next time around. Right? But that's what happens when you have infinite loop while loops. There's a possibility of you never exiting them. There is no valid position it was able to find. And it never will be. Because it's surrounded by those vases or walls or whatever. And based on the radius you gave it, it can't find a position.
Yeah.
So...
It is dead.
Game manager. Oh, there's that bug too.
Yeah.
Infinite loop on pick up spawn. Yeah. So we need to find a solution. That would help. And one of them, for example, could be if you land on a vase or something like that. Okay? Cool. Well, thanks very much everyone for watching. It's kind of late, so we're going to stop for tonight. And we'll see you again next time when we'll definitely fix this bug because it's a bit serious.
Yeah.
Makes your Unity crash. And till next time, bye!
Bye!